Hey everyone, it's my podcast. This is my movie, and I'm on TV. Don't change the channel. I'll be right back with the news. Today's news: Paul Jr. is famous and rich. Send him your money, and that's the news. Channel 1.
Paul Jr., what are you doing?
Recording my news show. Okay,
well, are you finished? Because we got to do the follow-up showdown.
Yeah, the news just ended. I said all the news.
Okay, great.
Go to bed.
No. Wake up. Paul Jr., wake up. We're doing the follow-up showdown today. You said you'd be the guest. We're doing the Homeward Bound episode.
I said that?
Yes. I've double-checked with you, triple-checked with you. I promise.
I have got to punish myself. Why would I quit that?
Well,
my God.
You can punish yourself later, okay? We got to record. Travis and Lauren are waiting.
Okay, you have 2 minutes.
Oh, God. Okay.
1 million.
I'll let you know when it's 2 minutes. All right.
1 million a minute.
All right, let's get started. Let's just get started.
Continuing completed classics. Fulfilling failed franchises. Reinvigorating reviled rehashes. It's the follow-up showdown with Paul Getz, Travis McMaster, and Lauren Picorni.
Hello and welcome to the follow-up showdown, Paul Jr. edition. We are back before you had time to miss us. I am your host, Paul Getz. With me are my co-hosts, Travis McMaster and Lauren Picorni. Hi, guys.
Ayo.
Hi, Paul and Paul Jr. I can see the apple didn't fall far from the tree vis-a-vis planning, scheduling, and memory.
Yes.
What is this guy talking about?
He's talking about you, and the you that I'm referring to, as many of you have definitely, hopefully put together, is our guest today, my dog, Paul Jr.
Shark.
My dog who refers to himself as a shark, Paul Jr., and this is very exciting because this is, I believe, the first time that Travis and Lauren have spoken with you. I mean, they've met you, they've petted you, but he doesn't like to admit it, but he's a little shy. So
it's true. It's also our first cross-continental recording.
That is true.
It feels a lot like recording under quarantine conditions within the same city. But sadder.
There are similarities, but yes, they are now firmly in North Carolina. So unfortunately, you won't be getting those pets as easily anymore, boy.
So annoying.
It makes us all very sad.
Well, send money.
Once we get some, we'll do that first.
You heard it here
contract.
First.
That's a contract.
Yeah, I won't be editing that out. So that is, you will be held to that. So the movie we were talking about today is Homeward Bound II, Lost in San Francisco, the 1996 sequel to the 1993 childhood classic for me, Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey. Well, I guess let's just start right there. Anybody want to talk about how they first experienced this movie, their feelings on it, any of that?
I think I probably saw it like in class on some activity-less day or like summer camp or something. It feels like one of those movies that you always saw on a TV mounted on top of a wheeled structure rather than by choice at home.
And I watched it a lot growing up.
I was probably 6 when I first saw it a couple days ago.
You're 8. You're 8 years old.
Okay. You call yourself a host? You don't know anything.
I don't like to talk about my age either, Paul Jr.
I don't mind talking about it. I just don't like when other people say I'm wrong. Idiots. Idiots!
Whoa. Okay. It's very early with the idiots, Paul Jr., and they didn't do anything. They're trying to help you.
I'm talking about you, prepare.
Yeah.
Idiot!
Okay. My experience with Homeward Bound is I think I saw in the theater. I know I saw the second one in the theater because I remember being disappointed even as a child. But I specifically remember with Homeward Bound being in the hospital. I don't remember why I was in the hospital, but I'll have to ask my mom. It was, a children's hospital. And I do remember about that particular visit that I didn't want to leave. I really liked the children's hospital because, they had all the bells and whistles. And my mom,
Loser.
the only reason I remember this is that my mom tells this story and is, from her perspective, is like, it made her terribly sad to be there. And I was just like, this is great. They bring you food and you can watch any movie you want. And specifically my request was Homeward Bound.
My childhood hospital experience was much different.
Wait, okay.
I guess we can get into that. Yeah.
Huh? Oh, no, I mean, I was 12 and my appendix ruptured and encapsulated. And I hated hospitals and didn't go to them very often. So we went to the children's hospital at midnight. Night of the Oscars, as I recall it.
Wow.
And
Oh, you had to miss the Oscars? No.
it was after because it was midnight.
I think I was performing
stuck
that
through
night. I sang my song that night, the Oscars.
Lovely, lovely. I'm sure it was beautiful.
You did some quick math in your head there, Paul Jr., which year that was.
Easy.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that happened, Lauren.
Thank you.
She's better now. You don't remember why you were in a children's hospital, but you also remember that you loved it?
Further, here's one thing I remember loving. They brought me a big binder full of just movies, names of movies, anything I wanted to watch, and I picked Homeward Bound. But just being brought that was enough for me.
That feels very aristocratic, yeah.
Yeah.
What else they had?
Oh, lots. And I also remember, I mean, I'd already seen it, but as a kid, you know, that's what you do. And okay, well,
Yeah,
let's
talk about this some more.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can move past the hospital bits and
Welcome to hospital talk.
I did want to let's stop for a second on. It seems
Yeah,
like
let's
Travis
stop.
has some. No,
We're done.
No, we're not done.
Thanks for listening.
No, that was. It's not 2 minutes yet. You said you'd give 2 minutes. Not even close. Travis, it seems like you have anti Homeward Bound feelings.
I mean, you know, that was I was going for a cheap laugh. But yeah,
I just got it. That is good.
okay. See, that's big with kids and dogs. That
Yeah.
joke.
I did hear it.
Yeah.
But I found because like unlike a lot of nostalgia movies when you revisit, I think this movie more than most what is for very young kids, and there doesn't seem to be much there to go back to as an older person. I found my experience watching these movies to be very grueling and the least fun I've had having to watch something for this show.
I have to agree, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, the movie's kind of boring outside of seeing the animals being cute.
Well, as someone who's pretty old, when I first saw it, I was like 15. This was a couple of days ago I first saw it. It was really entertaining the whole time and sort of made for really mature adults like me, grown-up dogs.
Uh-huh.
And I could just go on.
Oh, don't let us stop you.
Go ahead.
I'll talk about it on my podcast.
Okay.
Everyone listen to my podcast and just go ahead, turn this off, turn it into the Paul Jr. podcast TV movie episode show where every week I'm breaking down movies and slapping back laughs. Hello.
I could see certain things about this movie not holding up from childhood to adulthood. Really, you know, logic and possibility and, you know, like people acting normal.
Yeah, that was all perfect.
In an extreme situation, those sort of things aren't there. But I don't know. I didn't get bored. And regardless of my feelings on the full movie, which I did enjoy, the ending sequence in which the dogs and the cat return over the hill, you know, I have questions about the logistics of that situation, but I still find that scene to be terribly effective.
Agreed.
I was not, you know, above crying a lot.
Yeah, we cried, both of us, me and Paul Jr.
I was weeping like a little baby.
Yeah, that
Which
was.
part got you the most, Paul Jr.?
Well, they had said that they hadn't eaten in a while. And I just can't even think about it now.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
You're not hungry. You've had your
I've been
breakfast.
eating in a minute.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I could eat.
Should we just stop?
okay.
Should we
All right.
stop and just eat?
You guys want to get a pizza?
Well, he's not allowed to have pizza, so
Yeah, I'll just have
unfortunately,
spaghetti.
no.
Oh, well,
well,
we can all have dry ass dog food together, I guess.
yeah, dry dog food. There you go. We can have that.
Spaghetti.
No, not spaghetti.
Spaghetti and fries.
I'm surprised that this didn't go down smoother for you guys. The second one, okay. Well, I don't want to get too far ahead. I also, now that you've mentioned pizza, I immediately want to talk about Sasso's Pizza.
Oh my god!
But before we do that, we got to do the minutes. To Travis McMaster minutes. Are you ready, Travis?
Well, as always,
Mhm.
we offer to the guest first, Paul Jr., if you want to take a crack at the minutes.
So describe. Okay. I
That's
thought.
how it usually goes. It's not that
that.
fast, but it usually goes that way.
Yeah. Well, he also slept through the second one, so
Oof.
he would not be a good.
The second
Can't
one, I
blame
liked
him.
how short the second one was.
Yeah.
It was like 2 minutes.
No. Well, nope. Remember, 2 minutes is a long time. We're not even close to 2 minutes yet. Travis, you ready?
Yeah.
And go.
Okay, so there's 3 dogs, Chance, Shadow. Oh no, there's 2 dogs, Chance and Shadow, and then Sassy the cat. And they're part of this like family, and the dad's gone, and the new dad has been married in. And then the family is all going on like a vacation or something. And so they're leaving the cats and the animals at an actual farm, which just sounds super suspect. And then they're like, oh, okay, we're going to leave now. And the animals are very stupid. No offense, Paul Jr. And they think they've been abandoned. And so they escape and they run across a large forest to their home. It's an incredible journey. And then they just get there and everything's fine. The kids were worried in the middle, but it ended up really fine.
Actually, go back.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, Homeward Bound II, San Francisco, doodly doo. They the family is trying to go on another vacation, like camping, and they have more money this time in the budget, so we get to see an escape sequence at the airport. The animals are freaking out because they don't know what's happening, and they leave. They escape their little kennels, and then they're pretty much lost just in the city. And again, the family is worried while they're gone, and then they come back, and then the animals find their way home, and it's fine. And there's a gang of animals in the middle that they rumble with.
Uh-huh.
Sinbad's there.
None of that happened.
Okay.
I think I think I did it okay. It was a little loose, but
You
it's a
had
straight
lots
line.
and lots of time left on the table. I'm not saying
Gene Smart was in the first one.
Gene Smart on the farm. In the first one, there's also a
Who's
sequence where
Kevin
they...
Smart?
No one. You misheard. Okay, in the first one, there is a sequence where they get found because they help a little girl who's lost in the woods get found, and then they go to a shelter where the family is supposed to come pick them up. They escape that shelter and then run back to their original home. In the second one, the dogs they rumble with, within that group, there is a dog who Chance falls in love with. And then at the very end of the movie, she finds her way to Chance's home and becomes the 4th animal in the family. And I would say that's
She's played by Carla Gugino, and
Yes.
both her and Gene Smart played Silk
Watchmen
Spectre.
characters. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
in my
yeah.
mind they were the same person. Then I remembered I was wrong. But-
Still mother-daughter.
Yeah.
I confess that I did forget that all of those things happened.
Oh, they didn't.
Well, in the first one, you remember the kennel scene, right? With the
No.
they really fat shamed that one poor guard.
They really
Yeah.
tried to make like an enemy out of him for this one. Even though he's helping, he wants to help, but he's got didn't he have like a sandwich or a cigarette or something in
She
his
goes,
hand?
"Oh yeah, chow down, chubby."
Yeah.
Like she's
They
just
fat
having
shamed-
lunch.
They fat shamed Joe Jr. in the
Yeah.
second one.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well,
Are
he
we-
deserved some shame. I
we
would
can't.
say.
We're not talking about the second one yet, are we?
Oh, well, okay, let me breeze through. There aren't many notes on this movie, so we can get through
Yeah.
these pretty quick. So most of what I found as notes was just all examples of how they were able to get the animals to do the stunts, in a nice way. So that was nice to see. So my writer's notes on the first one, the original novel it's based on is from Sheila Burnford. The last name Burnford is the mother's maiden name at the beginning of the movie. That's a little nod to her, blah, blah, blah.
Fine.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so the writers of the script, we got Linda Wolverton, who wrote Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King. And then we have Caroline Thompson, who wrote Edward Scissorhands, The Night Before Christmas, The Addams Family, and she wrote and directed Black Beauty and Buddy.
And me.
Why wasn't this movie better?
Well, I'm interested. I mean, I guess you've said it was boring. I don't know what further clarification I could get on the issues, because I felt compelled when Sassy went down the river. I thought that was crazy. I thought
Very
the bear
sad.
scene was great. I thought the porcupine scene was great. Really, my only issue is I thought, and this is kind of, as you put it in the minute, it's unclear what's going on with the family. It seems at the beginning as if they're moving to San Francisco for the dad's job and they're giving the animals to the farm, but apparently they're only going there for the dad's job for a little while, because I didn't understand at all why they were back home at the end. I thought the whole time it was going to be the animals trying to go back home, and then they get there and there's nobody there.
It was such a beautiful metaphor.
For what?
Just the way the family goes and gobs and heaves and hobs. It was just a perfect movie. Beginning to end, the only thing I had to say about it was that they cut out a lot of scenes that I was in.
Oh.
So that was really messed up.
who
and
did
I'll
you
never
play?
forget them. I played the guy.
Oh.
The other guy. It was 2 dogs, a cat, and a guy.
Okay.
I was the guy.
So wow, they cut out a lot of you.
But you gotta see the director's cut. It's all me.
That does sound, maybe they would have liked that better. I don't know.
I don't think I would have liked it less.
Okay. Wow. Really a lot of hate for this movie.
No, I don't. No, I don't want it to sound like I hate Homeward Bound. I just think like it's clearly for a very young audience / dogs, and other people. Just it gets a little dry. You just kind of like end up banging your head against the wall a little bit, waiting for.
This guy sounds like a moron.
Okay.
Banging his head against the wall.
Well,
What an idiot.
yeah, that wouldn't be great. That is a saying. It's a turn of phrase.
No.
Okay. Well, see, I thought what helped carry the movie over the line for me was the voice work in the first one.
Yeah.
Michael J. slaughtering as usual. I mean, his delivery of lines like "Get a life," "Get 9 of them," expert. Sally Field, I didn't have any issue with her in the first one. She was maybe my biggest issue in the second one. Not her work, just her writing. And I love Sassy as a character. And I gotta give that
Why
cat.
don't you marry Sassy then? Jeez.
Well, because I intend to marry your mama.
Who cares?
You'll be there.
Bored.
Okay. I mean, while talking about the voice work, Don Amici.
Menchie's.
Don
The store.
This
You gotta
was-
go to Menchie's. When you go to Menchie's, you gotta order the spaghetti special. They have this on Friday. You ask for the
This is
spaghetti
weird.
special. You say, I'll have the Paul Jr. They'll know what that means.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you get that. They ask you, okay, well, where do you want it delivered? You say, Paul Jr.'s house.
Uh-huh.
Just give it to him.
Mhm.
They won't just give me the food right then.
Can I say to my mouth?
No, it wouldn't make any sense.
This is just goes to show the types of. I was going to say the realism in the movie wasn't really there, but you're proof of the types of adventures and hijinks pets can get into when the owners aren't paying attention. So
I feel like the realism was. I feel like to Paul Jr.'s point, like that is how dogs are, and that is how cats are.
Mm-hmm. I got to give that cat props for her speed.
Fast little kitty cat.
I enjoyed seeing the different, like the stunt cat, the stunt dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did all stunts.
Right.
Mhm.
Those
I knew it.
parts weren't cut.
I knew it.
Yeah.
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 well,
That physique is hard to miss.
You could double for Sassy.
no, I have way too many abs.
Anyway, Don Amici was great. This was his final performance, and
Menchie's?
he broke everybody's heart as Shadow.
Yeah.
And will continue to do so for all time.
Yeah,
did not know that.
the cast was perfectly. they're great. It's just the writing was, but I don't think the writing failed. I don't think it was trying to do more than it did. I think it wanted to be the movie that we all loved when we were young, and it's just hard to get through now, especially when you don't have like kids with you.
I also feel like the writing was molded by the pets' performances.
Sure.
You can tell they added lines or where needed.
Ta-da, Bat Dog was not in the script, I'm sure.
And when
classic in my household.
Chance ran into the little sapling tree, said, "I meant to do that." That was improv. Great moment. So this movie was directed by Dwayne Dunham, who directed Halloween Town, a favorite of ours, Paul Jr. Yeah. Okay. I thought I'd get a little more excitement there.
Yeah.
But also Little Giants and a few episodes of Twin Peaks back in the day. So I like this guy. Okay, and then before moving on to the second one, I have to bring up the score, which I would say is perhaps the star of the show, even above the animals. This theme has stuck with me for my life so far, and I was just so happy to hear it again. I wish we had Robin here to take us through another mindful meditation with this score, and it was done by Bruce Broughton, who also did the score for the Monster Squad, The Rescuers Down Under,
Nice.
and
That's a good score.
the themes for Dinosaurs and Tiny Toons.
Oh, those are really great themes. I don't remember the music. Hang on, I have Spotify.
It goes like this. This is the theme song.
Thank you for
violin.
I do remember that now, actually.
Yeah.
I don't even need Spotify because Paul Jr. scatting got me there.
Yeah, that's
It
very
wasn't
good.
scatting, that was sweating and violin.
Well, and as a seamless transition into the second one, I gotta say, my number one association with that theme is the incredibly engaging return home sequence at the end of the first one, where it's just really swells and you get all the feels. And then compared to the second one, where the swell happens when the dog thief's truck falls backwards into the water, is when you get the swell of the sentimental theme. So I was like, wow, this is really a good comparison for the flavors that these movies have.
I appreciated that at least Homeward Bound 2 was doing things. This one at least had like other animals talking. I will say though that because I did not remember this movie at all, and when we got to the like truck, and then we went inside and there's like this like cigar chomping, like half the cast of the Honeymooners is like, oh boy, soon as we get these dogs, we're on easy streets. I was baffled that these characters were showing up in this capacity.
This movie made me question the hierarchy of consciousness and animals in this movie, because in the first one only the cats and dogs talk. In the second one I think it was similar, but they just had more cats and dogs around to talk.
I had no problem with the wild animals not talking in the first one, because to me it was easy enough to make the logic like, well, these are domesticated animals, so that's where they learned English. Was
so
from
they're not
humans.
like what the savages that don't like wear blue jeans and drink light beer, Paul? What do you?
Well, they have no
this
need to
colonial
talk
attitude you're taking
any of
towards
them.
Oh, what are my jeans?
I'm just saying, we should get you some cute little jeans.
I have them. Where are they? They're the little pocket, the little stitching on the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It says put money here.
Those do sound cute.
The second one, for me, it became a mess. It became less special to me that these animals talked when you just like start making every animal talk, and you like that. The second one to me felt more like a just for kids movie, because it was like wacky run around time, get the burglars.
Action, yeah.
I mean, it was based on Home Alone 2, which I don't think is surprising. The success of Home Alone 2 got them in on, let's put them in the city. I got notes on the second one, but I don't.
Oh, I got notes.
We don't need the. Oh, you do, because it sounds like you loved it.
No, I mean, I appreciated that it, like when the gang of other dogs showed up, I was like, oh, thank God, something interesting, something's happening. We're expanding the world. Minorly, like I obviously was still was still kind of bored through that movie. But at least there was Sinbad, Carla,
who was apparently in the trailer.
Lawrence
Fishburne. Yeah.
Did you check that out? Did you look at that?
That's one of the. Yeah, it's one of my facts.
You sound miserable about that fact.
Well, I want to get into our disagreement on these movies, but with Paul Jr. here, I don't think, I don't want to bore him anymore.
Too right. Oh my god, this is the most boring thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to bore Paul Jr., then why did we watch the Homeward Bound movies?
Well, he was not bored. Well, I guess the second one.
There was so much adventure. It was.
It was an incredible journey.
When the dogs and the cat and the guy together made a plan to attack all the people in that little area.
Oh, you were awake for that part.
And then they started setting off these traps and pie in the face. This guy, pie in the face.
Oh, that must have been a deleted scene.
Oh my god, it was so funny. It was so funny.
I really, this time watching these movies, was on a real journey for the plight of the parents, specifically the dad, who I feel like his whole life is now living as a slave to what these pets decide to do. And
he had to trade that in to get the dad moniker at the end of the first movie.
Yeah, and in a completely insane way. I mean, these kids, their expectations for life are ruined by what these pets are capable of. Like in the second one, it recurred to me that the mom says to them, like, well, they found their way home once. They could do it again. It's like, lady, no, like, no, this isn't what pets do. But I really...
Maybe one of them could, but the cat again?
Yeah. I would have liked, it would have ruined the spirit of both films, but I kind of wanted for the dad's exasperation to just be exploding by the end of just like when the fourth dog shows up and they're like, Dad, can we keep this fourth dog? I just wanted to watch him like go, okay, all right, I give up. Yeah.
He's a good man.
Yeah. I mean, they're all good people and they're good pets.
Well,
Except for Jamie, he was being a dick in the second movie.
He's a little boy. And Chance is kind of a dick.
Chance is a dog.
Yeah,
that's what dogs do. He's fine. Chance is fine.
Well,
Chance is
that's
great.
what little boys do. They get bored of taking care of their animals and they go make friends. I'm not saying it's
little
right.
boys are going to get a ruler across the knuckles.
Oh my. And then another thing I wanted to point out is that
there's more.
Oh boy. Well, when the dogs escape the kennels in the second one, I was very disturbed at how violent of a crash that broke that kennel apart. I was very concerned for the dog in that moment. I mean, obviously I know the dog's going to survive because then you don't have a movie, but
I was at no point concerned for anything in this movie. Because at one point the family was sitting in the car singing... Was it Bingo?
The Witch Doctor?
The Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
They were just singing that song like a happy family, which I only recognize that scene in movies when we're making fun of families that do that, like in Christmas Vacation. So to see it done earnestly, I was like, so I can just kind of put it into neutral and the movie will take me all the way down this hill.
They are definitely asking of the audience that they be invested in the pets and just think of the family as secondary. I mean, it's all about getting to that last scene in the first one. And that's why I'm transitioning toward the pitches so we can get closer to being at the end of the 2 minutes.
Pitches are done.
No, we're getting there. Should this movie have a sequel? I think absolutely no.
No.
The whole reason for the movie is that...
Definitely. Of course.
I would like to see the sequel with the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The guy in the pies in the face.
No,
played by a dog.
Yeah. Question. Played by a shark. Yeah. The guy, God, and LeBron is it going to be in it?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. He's huge.
All right, well, hold on to your pitch
power-wise.
for a second longer, Paul Jr., because
it's me, it's LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Jen, come inside.
Shaq is there, of course.
Shaq also, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom Brady.
It seems like we're getting
It's just me and the guys.
it's really sports heavy, this movie, which is fine. Like these are all
Are you
charismatic,
playing?
influential athletes, but
The Beach Boys are there.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow, with
okay.
providing the soundtrack?
No, we're all playing basketball.
Ooh, that doesn't sound like anybody's going to win there. LeBron's not going to be a hero for dunking on a 60-year-old beach boy.
Oh, LeBron and I, we just team up. We just absolutely destroy. Obama had no chance.
Wow.
No chance.
Wow, this movie. Oh, man, I
Fleetwood
hope this
Mac
doesn't
is there.
win. This.
Fleetwood Mac. Wow, my pitch is going to...
Fleetwood
I was
Mac
gonna
is
wanna hear
there, and
my-
they're playing the cast of Harry Potter
Wow. Oh, man. Okay.
from the book.
I
Right.
gotta
The book.
stop having you on this show.
Oh, the
called
page.
Junior-
They're just playing a bunch of pages in a book.
Okay, I don't know what that meant.
They're dressed up as book.
Oh, God. This is
There's a mascots for the teams. Booyah! Cowabunga!
and that'll be
That's a quote. That's a famous quote from the movie. Cowabunga! Booyah!
all right.
Yeah, that does it for me.
Other question: prequel or sequel? What's the sweet spot?
It would almost have to be a prequel, or your sequel needs to happen pretty quickly because Shadow is not gonna.
Yes, and that is why mine is a prequel.
Nice.
I would much because I tried to think of a sequel and moving forward with Shadow helping Chance acclimate to being a good boy in the house and blah blah blah. But I felt like the arc of that would almost then have to be Chance stepping into Shadow's place, and I don't want to see that. I usually go dark with my pitches, but not that dark. I can't do that. I can't lose
Not
Shadow.
gonna Charlotte's Web it.
So no.
Could
no.
just do a sequel with time travel. Idiots.
Well, that is a fair point, but
That sounds
I-
interesting, at least.
okay, see the case in point, these guys seem to think up the wackiness is the way to go. I think it's the opposite. And okay, so
No, keep it
I'm gonna-
real. Keep it real.
Something is keeping Peter from coming to me, so I'm going to go to him.
It's called Honor Bound, the story of
Oh, horrible.
the story of young Shadow.
Honorable? Boring.
Anyway, it's about, I'm going to really try to breeze through this. It's about young Shadow. He's a pup. He comes from a litter on a farm. Nice old couple. They take them to town to, sell the puppies for sale. Shadow gets adopted by a man played by Ethan Hawke, who is a criminal by trade and who uses Shadow's loyalty and his affinity for it, getting a sense of things and just being a darn good, wonderful dog to help him with his life of crime. He's sort of a lookout and will bark, give Ethan Hawke signals when it's time to stop robbing someone's home. So Shadow is unaware of the fact that he's helping with something bad and he just loves his master. Also, another member of the criminal team's dog is a lady dog. They have a romance. Then when it turns out Ethan Hawke is planning on robbing the farmhouse from which Shadow came, he recognizes his old home and his old owners and cannot bring himself to be a part of it, sort of puts it together, ultimately aids in helping Ethan Hawke get caught, and then is taken away from his girlfriend dog, put into the shelter, and then we watch him meet young Peter when the mother comes in with her very young little Peter, and then we watch them come together, and that's Honor Bound.
Wow. That's very Valjean of Shadow.
Didn't make any sense.
What are your notes?
Oh my god. I could go on.
Uh-huh.
First of all, who are any of these people? I mean,
Well,
never heard of them.
Shadow.
Okay, Shadow, I know. The rest of them, what are they from? What sports do they excel at?
I mean, Ethan Hawke's an actor.
Okay, how is he at basketball? What are the points? How many points is he putting up on the board? That's what I'm saying. That's what the people want to know. Pippa, you're not a writer.
Okay.
As a writer, I can tell you you gotta choose celebrities, otherwise no one's gonna see it. And they gotta be sports. Otherwise, I don't want to hang out with them. And obviously, I'm gonna star.
Okay, it definitely sounds like we'll be doing Air Bud for the next Paul Jr. episode. But
I'm not doing this again.
All right, anybody else ready to pitch?
Well, what I like about your pitch, Paul, is I feel like it gives a really nice organic reason for the dog to be named Shadow. Like if he hangs out in the shadows or whatever, he's like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And I also kind of like that Ethan Hawke at the end, it was just like, yeah, and he went to jail because he's a criminal. Right. No, Shadow didn't save him. Well, he was like, oh, fuck that guy. He's a criminal.
To some extent, I do want for there to be some conflict in Ethan Hawke, who's always been bad. I want Shadow to pull at his heartstrings and make him want to be good, you know, but somewhat, but he's still
caught and go to jail.
Yeah.
But you didn't even have him skateboarding.
You don't know that, Paul Jr.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't know that.
You don't get Tony Hawk and not have him skateboard.
Ooh, you know what?
Tony Hawk.
Recast.
Yeah, that's much better.
Call.
I can go next.
Not want me? Impossible.
Mine takes place like 4 months after the first one. The Seavers are just having a lovely breakfast, you know, having some family time. Bang! The door bursts open. Who comes in? It's Jean Smart, and she is wet and ragged and dirty and covered in cuts. She comes in, she slams her fist on the table, and she's like, thanks for telling me you found your pets, fuckers!
Oh.
And then rewind. She's been looking for the animals out in the wilderness this whole time. So we see her, like, tracking them and, like, finding clues. She comes across the old man who saves Sassy and, like, fights him because he just lets the cat run away into the wilderness after almost dying.
It's basically The Edge, but with only Jean Smart.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, takes on the bear at some point.
Yeah. The mountain lion. So basically the whole movie is just like showing her journey, her incredible journey, if you will, trying to find the pets that she was responsible for and let get lost.
Wow. Do you have a title?
Yeah. Wilderness Bound, or like Homeward Bound, Lost and Found.
Okay.
Wow. I like that as a title.
Thoughts, Paul Jr.?
I liked the part that had the edge from U2. But the rest of it didn't seem to make any sense.
Okay.
Because for you to be looking for a bunch of animals or whatever, I mean, you would just be sitting inside Googling where the animals.
I feel like your life experience is clouding your understanding of the situation. You got a pretty easy life, Paul Jr.
You have an easy life, idiot!
Okay.
My life is so hard.
Okay.
You know how hard it is?
Travis,
day in, day out.
Travis, just go ahead with your pitch. This is going to...
You do have an easy life, though, Paul. I mean, so do you, Paul Jr., but, you know.
You have an easy life, Travis.
Hey, guys, wait up, I'm coming.
So mine is a prequel, and it is set in the year 1863. There's an American bulldog who is sort of a, like, okay, so this is in, like, let's just say New York. Let's keep it easy. New York.
What's that?
And there's, it's like, I don't even have a funny bit prepared.
It's a place. It's a city.
Oh, like Neptune.
It's like Neptune. And he is in their, like, little doggy gang, sort of like the Reverend of the group. He goes by Castor, and he is well respected. He's sort of like a Shadow type character. But he has a rivalry with a Shadow was a lab, right?
Golden Retriever.
Golden Retriever.
Yeah.
He has a rivalry with an aggressive, angry lab called Dustbin, and they're both vying for control of the territory of this burrows.
There was an ash can, I believe, in the second one.
Yeah, this isn't that, though. This is Dustbin.
Got it.
And so the opening scene sees a big battle, like a big, like, gang, like, dogfight between all these, like, you know, because it's like, you know, newsies and stuff. They're all, like, fighting for the territory. And the big rivalry is between Castor and Dustbin. We see Dustbin, kills Castor, and he controls all these other gangs. It's the 5 gangs. It's and I have names for them. We'll get to them later. So what we don't know is that when we see Castor die, we see his adopted daughter, a nameless cat, hiding and witnessing all of this.
Oh.
Yeah, so the cat it runs off and is raised in like the equivalent of an orphanage. And when she comes of age, she leaves, and she's gonna get revenge on Castor for killing her reverendy father. So she goes in and like it gets under the wing of Dustbin as kind of like his protege, and she doesn't have a name, but the Reverend Castor just always called her Lassie because he's Irish, and she's a girl. So that's our sassy connection. She's Lassie.
Yeah.
And also like adopted by dogs, so she has a dog name. It's pretty clever.
Okay.
And so then we're kind of seeing her work her way gang-wise up through the ranks to get close with him and earn his trust. He celebrates his victory over Castor every year. And that's when she's going to try and kill him. And then, of course, it gets complicated because she gets close to him because it's a father figure and stuff, and she's young and messed up, and he's controlling like all of these boroughs, so he's getting into the like crime, the politics, the local dog politics or whatever. But he's kind of, it's like organized crime and stuff. And then, eventually, of course, like at the end, she will exact her revenge because Dustbin is just a bad dude, but she'll feel very conflicted about it. And then she'll just kind of like integrate into a burgeoning new country.
Wow.
And going on and finding her own life. It's called Homeward Bound: The Incredible Beginning. These, and obviously at some, I don't know if we have to establish it or not, but these are the ancestors of the animals we know and love later. And the 5 gangs are called the Diamond Dogs, the Pariah Dogs, the Plague Dogs, the Cat Burglars, and the last one is the Dead Rabbits, because that was the name of the gang in Gangs in New York, and this is just the plot of Gangs in New York, but I put the Homeward Bound animals in it.
That sounded familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So boring.
Take it up with Scorsese.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we can take it up with you since we listened to you. I think that this is a movie you should play with and write as its own thing. Perhaps keep it away from my Homeward Bound universe. I even got a little, even though it was very clear they were playing, uncomfortable with the dogs fighting in the second one. So I don't need any pet violence.
You're gonna hate the opening scene of this movie.
I already do.
Yeah.
I hate the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. I guess let's we'll vote.
Yeah.
You don't have our votes, Travis.
No, I can tell.
I didn't go yet.
Whoa, I thought you LeBron and Harry Potter and the pages.
That's just part of it.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh yay, there's more.
So it's called Home Alone 2. Paul Jr. and Neptune. So it's me and the boys and the gang and everyone from there, and then we're all on space, right? Space Jam?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where Neptune is.
Actually, I did go already.
Yeah, you went already, but it's called Home Alone 2 Lost in Neptune. That's the title?
Yeah.
All right.
And I can sense there's a lot of Philistines from the sidewalk booing my movie. But before we all vote, let's remember, if we don't vote carefully, Picorni's going to walk away with another W.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have nothing to do with my awesome pitch, right?
White.
I guess we'll vote in order of, I guess you pitched first, so who's your vote go to?
Me.
You can't vote for yourself.
Okay, I vote for LeBron.
Okay, he didn't pitch.
Call him, guys, pitch.
Yeah, my name starts with an L. I think he means me.
All right. Me. Okay, so you have to vote for me, Tarbus, or what do you think Lauren's name is?
Larvis?
Okay. Me, Tarvis, or Larvis?
Who's offering the most cash?
Me.
Okay, prepare.
Feels like when the person in control of keeping the other person alive, it feels like the vote might be weighted.
Well, you guys could have offered more cash.
You give us a chance.
Paul Jr. gave us every opportunity to give him cash and spaghetti. I'll take the L. I like my chances with the other 2 votes. I think I could still win this.
My vote.
Me. Vote for Paul. I'm prepared. Vote for Paul Jr. Okay, we heard Paul Jr.
I guess
2 for Paul Jr.
for the sake of not making my household miserable, I will vote for Paul Jr.
Booyah!
This it feels like it's not the cream rising, you know? It feels like the votes are very political, very motivated by comfort, and not by who successfully adapted classic cinema the best.
Yeah, I like it too. Who's next?
I'm gonna vote for Travis.
What?
I think that sounds cool.
Oh,
No.
oh
Cool.
my God.
Cool.
All right.
We're going to have the Clash. The Clash is going to do the music.
How is
All
that
right.
better than the Beach Boys and Fleetwood Mac not doing music but acting in mine?
Shit, it's not actually.
Next question.
Hard to beat that Fleetwood Mac thing. I'm going to have Kate Bush.
Who do you vote for?
Paul's.
Hey!
Peter, you're okay. Peter, oh, I'm so happy. I thought about you all the time.
You could have made it a
Because
four-way tie.
because
Travis.
I vote with integrity for the best idea when I'm not allowed to vote for myself.
It's still a tie, though.
No, because you have Paul Jr.'s vote, so you have 2 votes.
Oh, that's right. I
think-
bought
I
my
think
vote.
I have 2 votes.
Yes. Oh, I don't have to make Paul Jr.'s poster. Thank God.
Oh, I forgot to vote based on Paul having to make these posters.
Oh, man.
Make it.
Okay, well, does anybody have any unsung heroes for these movies?
Hit it, Paul Jr. Unsung heroes.
The guy.
Right.
Mine is Tiger from the second
the
movie.
kitty. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a good
Was
kitty.
devastated whenever I saw that house was on fire because
Yeah,
I
it
knew
was
that cat was inside.
Nuts. I can't believe how, that guy tossing his cigars every stop. Full cigars.
He had like 3 cigars in one day. He's gonna be dead in a week.
Yeah. Also, that business model, I really hope that there aren't people in the world driving around in a big van just grabbing dogs and throwing them in to sell to labs. Like, does this mean laboratories don't care where they get their animals from? They're just like...
I'm sure there are labs that do try to do it ethically, but when you're like conducting experiments on a living being, I'm not sure how far your empathy extends to where it came from.
True.
I even like they even went as far as to have the back of that truck smeared with what looked like dog poop. I thought for a kids movie that was pretty rough.
Well, I was wondering what keeps those animals from tearing one another apart in the back seat as the drivers just drive around in the heat yelling at them.
What was the line? It was like, I hate dogs. If they weren't worth so much money, I'd kill them all. Or whatever. It was.
Which is an odd level of villainry to give the, poopy pants Cruella de Vil henchman for this child's movie.
Yeah. Could have gone with more comeuppance for that level of evil at the end, honestly.
It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
They arguably drown in a van, so
Well, yeah, but
He doesn't have the lung
they've
capacity to swim out.
already run. They're already trying to climb a fence to get away from the dogs somewhere else.
Could go either way.
Guess they could be torn to shreds by the lovable dog gang, that we've come to know and love.
Carla Gugino definitely went through the throat.
Yeah.
She was an adventure dog.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, but every time they showed up, I wished that the music from, was it Halloween 6 played with the 2 goofy cops?
Mm-hmm.
And like suddenly there's like wacky music. Well, listeners will know.
Sure.
Boo, gonna scare ya. Boo, it's Halloween. Halloween 6 and I'm Paul Jr. That song?
Yeah, paid a mint for that back in the day.
That's the theme song from Halloween 6. I was referring to a later specific score, but that is the theme song from Halloween 6.
Okay, any other heroes? Any for you, Tarbus?
No.
Okay. I
None.
wrote down I mean, I have several, but I'm just going to stick with one for each movie. In the first one, when Peter goes to the police station to try to get them to look for the cops or for the pets, and the cops like, we're busy. You can't bother us with this. There's a prisoner with a really tall mohawk. Looks like he's from like the first Ninja Turtles movie, and he's struggling against the handcuffs as he's walked by the child. I really enjoyed what he brought to the scene, because it wasn't a scene about how rough prison life is. It was just an innocent kid.
That's the guy.
That's you?
That's me. That's the guy.
Oh.
You know what?
Yeah.
I do remember as he was being carted away, he was saying, "You don't understand. The animals are lost out there.
Yeah.
You gotta help them."
I improv that. That was all improv. They didn't even want me to do any of that. They were like, "We don't want you in this scene." But I ran in there. I improved all of that. Brilliant.
It worked.
Yeah,
It worked.
You made my list.
I really liked in that scene that Peter seemed to know once that was revealed he's talking about animals, he won't get help. But I guess he thinks if he makes the cop take down enough information first, when he says like, well, it's a dog, he'd go, all right, we'll go looking.
Yeah.
As if the I already started writing the ticket logic applies for helping you as well.
Yeah, that's true. And then my unsung hero for the second one was the man in the lovely fedora whose French poodle, voiced by Tress MacNeille, was almost stolen by Joey Jr. And then he comes back out and goes, "Can I have my dog back, please?" Like,
I love that he was like, well, you're obviously in the middle of stealing my dog.
Yeah.
You don't seem to be doing it, and I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah,
but
I'm an
we're
old
done
man,
here, right?
Yeah. May I please have my dog back? Can I appeal to your sense of humanity, sir?
Better luck next time, I guess.
Yeah, I liked that.
My unsung hero has got to be Chandler. He's so funny.
Could he be any funnier?
But it's what? Yeah, I said that.
Right. That was your joke. That was your bit.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, look.
Podcast.
Yeah, look, Paul Jr., they got mozzarella in the shot.
Oh, yum.
Ooh, okay, let's move away from that awkwardness real quick.
Where's mozzarella? I just see a cat.
Oh, okay. That's not as awkward as I thought. I thought you wanted to eat the cat.
Yeah, and pasta and fries.
And pasta and fries. All right, well, we'll see about getting you some pasta and fries as we wrap it up right now. The 2 minutes is just about done. There's a couple things from the season that I would consider things left on the table. One, She's All That 2, or He's All That, is also going to, breaking news, is also going to feature Matthew Lillard reprising his role as Brock Hudson.
Aww.
Big news. 2, in listing the other sequels for the Back to the Future episode, I forgot there is a scene with Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown in the Seth MacFarlane comedy A Million Ways to Die in the West. So that technically counts.
Right.
He's in the Old West. And then going all the way back to our Dumb and Dumber 2 episode in the first season, this has been bothering me for a while. I incorrectly stated that they show no prejudice in the first one in comparison to the second, but Lloyd does show prejudice toward an elderly woman on a motorized cart. So
what an odd correction to make.
Well, I
And
think
all this time later.
Yeah, it bugs me because while I do love that movie and feel it's not as problematic as it could be, doesn't mean that it's entirely without issues. So on behalf of that comedy, I apologize. Okay, let's just go into plugs. Anything to plug, Paul Jr.?
Send me checks. I'm having a big birthday bash. Money required to get in. The party is about 7 p.m. to 7:01.
And we have to bring checks to get in?
Your birthday's not till August. This is probably going to be coming out.
Big birthday bash tomorrow night. Come on over. Bring your money. Bring your wallet.
Whenever you're listening to this, listener, whatever day it happens to be, just tomorrow, go on over to Paul Jr.'s. Bring a
No,
check.
it's my
Come on
home.
over.
Also, don't invite
Sorry,
people
go on
over.
over to
Yeah.
go over to Paul's place.
Welcome
Bring a check.
anytime
Nope.
to wave your money and check
No.
at the door. Don't knock or even try to come in.
Let's get the address out there.
Yeah, guys, let's hit that address.
Address is 1429 Marinara Street.
Okay, that's fine. Go there. If
That sounds
that
okay.
exists, find that place. Bother them. What?
We need to move to Marinara Street.
Okay, we'll talk about that off mic. Anything for you guys? I know there's something.
I have a website where I make custom Funkos, lolascustomfunkos.com, and they're real good. So, you know, I can do whatever. Stop on by. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, you should listen to The Hotel season 3, which is first episode's out, second episode coming out. If this is Monday, friends, it's coming out on Friday.
Woo! Woo!
So plenty of time to catch up wherever podcasts are sold. The Hotel, and then also, you know what? Give a listen to Theater of Tomorrow while you're at it. Our sister science fiction podcast. More of those coming soon too.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We will.
You're welcome.
We will see you in season 3 eventually, and perhaps for some adventures even before then, if we just can't wait to do this again. But thanks again for listening to the whole season. Paul Jr., thanks for being here.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
No,
Yeah, it's over.
terrible.
Okay.
The
Well,
show's so bad.
all right, buddy.
Beep, 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 beep. The show's
Yeah,
over. Thanks for listening. Send your money in on the webcast.